Am I live? All right. I think I am live. So I just realized that I am a fucking dumbass and just clicking start streaming on OBS does not actually start the stream. You actually have to press go live on the YouTube thing. So fuck, I just kind of already did this and now I have to do it all over again. Ah, man. But fuck it. It wasn't that long of a stream, so I guess I'll just do it over again. Uh, so start off Anchor. I'm about to just repeat myself the entire time. I'm wondering if this was named this on purpose and we have, this thing holding him back, if that's supposed to be symbolism for his brother. If it is, I think that's a pretty cool, unique way to name the series. And good symbolism. By the way, just for disclosure, I do not fuck with sports series. I've been on record in saying I do not want to read any sports series unless they're martial arts series. I do not want to read Haikyuu. I do not want to read Slam Dunk. I do not want to read Real. Fuck all these sports series. And then on top of that, track and field is like the least interesting sport possible to me. So the reason I'm doing this really is because, well, one, reviewing the chapters were good, so they deserve to be reviewed to begin with, but I've known Matt B for a while. He doesn't really know me, but I've known his channel for like a few years now, and he's been on a bunch of Brago streams, and I do find it really dope that he wants to pursue his passion, and I feel like it warrants discussion. So if I could spark up some discussion for it, that'd be awesome. I don't really have the biggest channel, but hey, anything to help, right? So we start off, and if you're going to have a series based on a sport, then you really want to encapsulate what makes the sport so interesting. And this is a good way to start it. Track and field is a sport like no other. You see the big stadium, the shining lights, why everyone wants to be here. You see the dumb smile from the little brother. And you see pretty much his hero, the older brother. And there are no timeouts, no breaks, no substitutions. I like the paneling for this. And holy fuck, this guy looks like he's like the fucking Black Panther, ready to chase a motherfucker down. These athletes train their entire lives for these next 10 seconds. Some good narration. I mean, it really puts into perspective how wild in a sense this is. All this for the next 10 seconds. Yet they still dedicate like so much of their time, hours upon hours, for these fucking 10 seconds. These athletes train rigorously to get to the pinnacle of the sports world, the Olympics. And he's the best because he's a beast. My older brother reached the pinnacle and stood at the summit, the best in the world, and then you skip to him. Has it really been 5 years? It's a good way to start it off. I mean, like I said, encapsulate the awesomeness of being a track and field star, which I don't really think it's awesome, but even I felt it. And then you go straight to what's really the driving force behind this. Besides that, he has that whole situation with his brother dying, and he's going to be really cut off from people. One thing I will say is I don't really like this archetype that much. I think it's kind of I don't know if I want to say cheap way out, but it's really easy to just justify a lot of his actions. Like he's very closed off. Has a traumatic moment, and it's like obvious development too. Like he's gonna learn to let people in, and he's just gonna grow as a person. Which, of course, it depends on how it's executed. But for me, I would prefer a more grounded approach. Like make the character more of the average person, or maybe not the average person, but he's someone that isn't clearly as flawed. And so when you do that, it's like, okay, where do we go from here? If he's not someone that just has these clear flaws, like he's a dick to everyone, he doesn't want to talk to anyone, then how do you give him a character arc? How do you make him more wise in non-obvious ways? That's just a personal preference. Like I said, it really depends on how it's executed, but at least this way, regardless of what I think about that, you created a good emotional drive for this. So I can't really complain. I mean, I think the beginning chapter, this is all you really need to do, honestly. You need to make him care for the character, what the character's drives are, and why. And Mappy clearly did that. On top of that, these characters like the chick and then the one note fucking douchebag antagonist dude, you can tell Mappy's gonna put more focus on these guys. And yeah, like other than that, like showing why the sport is awesome, showing why you should care about this character, what his motivations are, and showing that there's gonna be dynamic relationships. I feel like that's the story at its core. It's character focused. It's gonna focus on development, and it's a really good way of showing that. Oh, it's you. Long time no see, Destiny. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Is it true you're finally going to join the track team? That's been the word on the street. And this is one thing that I'm kind of iffy on. I don't know what the exact way to describe this is. I guess it's a bit too autistic for my take. I already explained why, but it's like I just wish you wouldn't be so black and white about it. Like you can be closed off, but do it in a more polite way, or like a way that shows that that he's not just someone that doesn't care about anything. You know, like clearly he has some type of feelings for this girl. And at this point, it doesn't really bother me, but I see some potential red flags in the future where it's like, if this just keeps happening, if he just keeps shrugging her off, he doesn't care, and then you have to make it seem like she has self-worth. Like she's not a character that's just there to suck his dick. And if she does do that, she's like a Hinata type character that no matter how little interest he shows, she's just gonna keep trying to get close to him. Like it's not really a relationship I'm interested in. And then there's also another potential red flag where it's like, okay, if she actually has self-worth as a character, and she's like, all right, keep saying fuck me, all right, fuck you, I'm gone. And then that's enough to make him be like, well, shit, like I had you on the palm of my hands and I didn't care, but now that you're gone, I actually want to, further the relationship. I think that would be kind of corny as well. So I'm interested in if Matt makes the dynamic of this more nuanced. There's a lot of ways to go about it, but I'm not really sure exactly how he's going to go about it yet. But like I said, at this point, he at least showed that she's an important character. They're going to have a dynamic relationship, and that's good. So we move on. And yeah, whatever, see you around. I just wish that was worded a bit differently. And then there's the typical douchebag antagonist guy. I just hate his face, man. His face just pisses me off. I just want to punch this motherfucker. Yo, look who came back for a visit. Thought we ran your ass out of here. Matter of fact, I swear I told you something along the lines of, don't ever come back to the school again. Seeing as how this guy fucking gets low diffed, and Bensei's kind of like Superman, I don't know why he's even trying this. You would think he'd learn his lesson, but I guess not. And this is some funny dialogue. Like I told Mappy, I like how the dialogue style is in this manga. It's very relatable. A lot more than the robotic type of dialogue that Japanese mangaka use. You can tell Matt has some inspirations in that. Like this fucking dude, the principal, like the way he words shit. I understand you've taken an extended absence from school, Mr. Sparks. However, your situation warrants an exception. Like you kind of tell like that's Japanese style dialogue. So it's not completely consistent, but a lot of these moments with Bensei, I really like the delivery of it. Really relatable, and that just adds to the comedy. Like I feel like the comedy would be like several levels down in terms of funniness if it wasn't worded in these exact ways. Like, the fuck did he say? Wow, looks like you guys really miss getting your ass beat. That's wild. Like, though that's wild is like such a crucial part in the delivery of that, and it just makes it so much funnier. And then there's also other moments where like you can just tell Matt has really good comedic timing. he must be really dedicated to his studies, only to show like the very next panel, like he's just sitting there like a fucking bum. He does not care. That's like classic comedy. Sleeping in class is prohibited, Mr. Sparks. And like you can tell there's like other inspirations to Japanese battle manga. Like the way he gets up, you would think like there's some type of shit where, you know, a fucking like a power character would power up or like get ready to fight. Like just the paneling of it. And even he's fucking surprised, like, oh shit, like his fucking instincts kicked in. Which, yeah, this guy does have some fucking killer instincts. I mean, this guy's just a complete badass. I'm not sure if this is the best way to go about his character, just making a complete fucking killer from the start. But it does add some interesting dynamics where he has reason to be cocky. And it's not just like he's like his other fucking rival dude where he just keeps getting his ass beat, but he still thinks he's hot shit. And that also adds to their dynamic. At first, I thought he was gonna be incredibly one note, just the vibe he gave off. And he says some line like, let me see if I can find it. Something about his brother. Like he said, his brother he's in denial, just like his brother. Not exactly sure where it is, but this is something that made me think the antagonist probably has more depth to him. It's kind of like a situation where, okay, maybe Bensei, he took after his brother, where his brother was a super focused competitive type person, and maybe he talked shit about other people, or like he just went about his competitiveness in a wrong way, and Bensei took off of that, and it really separated these two. Because like a Dread person said, they're like, they used to be brothers and they were very cool. So the fuck happened? And you know, that's good setup. It makes you feel like there's something really big that happened, and I feel like that's a very plausible scenario. Like that type of shit happens all the time, where someone lets his competitiveness get too far and he just comes off as a jackass. And I could see that being the case. I mean, if this guy's gonna be so fucking adamant about being an asshole, then better give him a pretty damn good reason. So I feel like that could be an interesting take. I mean, I'm really interested in if Matt can make me like this guy. Like I'm really interested in that, because I just hate his fucking face, man. I just want to punch his face in. And he's just so annoying to me. But it might happen. It might happen. This guy just fucking pulls up like, god damn, do I hate this dude. Even when he's in his like Super Saiyan fucking form. With the fucking arms out and everything. That's just such a weird fucking stance. I like this shit. Showing some maturity. It really shows you how much he cares, because, of course, like I was talking about earlier, he's an incredibly flawed person, but even someone of his ilk, like, even though he's not that wise, even he knows that he needs to keep his eyes on the prize. You know, there's something more important that he needs to focus on. And him being able to hold himself back like this, like, it just goes back to showing you how important the brother relationship was to him. And even though it does kind of get contradicted later on, like, he does get baited by the guy. You know, he's not perfect, of course. You have to show him struggling. You know where to find me after school. We'll settle this there. That's like a classic line that everyone has said pretty much at one point. Alright, so we go to building up the relationship with his brother more. He's looking at the trophy, eyes on the prize, pulls up to the track and field. He gets shit talked, and it's a nice way of introducing consequences. You know, he's very juvenile. He's gonna fuck up a lot, and you can't make it easy on him. If he wants to make up for this, he better do some stupid shit like earning a spot by beating all of them in boots and jeans. And that's just Bensei's swag. You know how he just shit talks people, and that goes back into the competitive jackass type of thing that I was talking about. This is a really nice way to flex on them, and it gets their interest, so they let him join. And they're fucking racing, and you know, you make him a prodigy because everyone's a prodigy in stories apparently, but you make him come in second place, really showing that there's gonna be is going to be a long haul. It's not going to be an easy task. He's going to have a journey, even though, like, you can really see through the panels how much he's trying to will himself to first. Really, really good art there. You can just tell how fucking tired he is, how much he's powering through, but yet it still wasn't enough. And he's just lying there because he's devastated. And of course, everyone else is like, all right, this is still fucking great regardless. Like, you were in your jeans and shit, and you still managed to do this, but it's not enough for him. You can see how much of a perfectionist he is. But hey, at least he made it to the team. And it's good build up for this moment. Probably the best moment of the 2 chapters. If you're gonna have like such a cornerstone of this manga be the relationship with his brother, then it's really nice to introduce a moment like this really early on to really sell home why you should care about it. He has like the tear flowing down. It's a nice touch. If I'm ever going to redeem your name, and that's an interesting point. It's like, why do you need to redeem his name? Wasn't he a fucking beast? But I guess that goes back to maybe he was a jackass, or maybe it's like strictly competitive wise. Maybe he wasn't like the greatest, or like he still had work to do to like reach the very top. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's an interesting little tidbit. Why do you need to redeem him? So he makes it to practice, and real quick, just beat these guys up because fuck this guy. All right, chapter 2. Fucking dumbass antagonist guy never learns his lesson. So him and his boys get beat up, but he doesn't care. He still thinks he's that guy. And Bensei just being a badass as always. He sees a group of them with fucking bats and shit. I mean, it's funny how he was calling them a snitch, saying he'd call the police and everything, and now he needs to do something like this. Like, this guy has no pride. I guess he really just hates him that much, and I'm excited to see how Matt's gonna sell that home. This is a nice little scene. It goes back to the dialogue where they're talking about him, and then Matt's comedic timing where, oh, they're talking about him. Oh, he's right there. And this is a moment where it's like, if he responds with, isn't that Bensei right there? It wouldn't have been nearly as funny to me as something like, isn't that your boy right there about to get jumped? Like, I don't know. Just the exact wording of it really adds a lot to it, in my opinion. And, Bensei being Bensei, takes off the shirt. I don't give a fuck if y'all are in a group, y'all got bats, about to throw down. And then dude pulls up with the most non-threatening motherfucker of all time. Like, make this dude fucking wait in the car. Like, why? If you're trying to make him stop, this is not how you do it. They see this guy and they're like, okay, this bozo's on their side. Like, how dangerous can these people possibly be? Let's keep jumping them. Page 1 in the chat, he said, yo, is this Matt B's manga? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm just talking about it for a bit, trying to raise some discussion for it. I'm almost done though, so yeah, you're gonna have to rewatch the stream. And YouTube's kind of been fucking me over where after I finish the stream, it doesn't immediately upload. Like last time when I had that Kingdom discussion that you were on, I had to wait like fucking 16 hours for that shit to upload. Like, it was ridiculous. And I did some research, and that's like apparently a thing where if you don't have a big channel, you have to wait a long ass time. And that's pretty AIDS. And it made me want to just make it a video. But I expected other people to show up, and they didn't. Everyone flaked on me. Feels bad. But since I already told people I was going to do a stream, I was like, fuck it. I'll just do a stream. I remember seeing you two playing together as kids. Same block, same hood as me. Yeah, they're just staring at each other. I think they remember it too. Yeah, man, it's pretty AIDS. And yeah, it sucks for you because I'm literally about to end it right now. I don't have that much else to cover. Pretty much went over the main talking points. But yeah, we can laugh at how much of a fucking joke this guy looks like. I didn't ask for your help, man. It's showing his pride, going to his competitive nature. I mean, if you were as strong as Bensei, then yeah, you wouldn't want help either. This guy is Superman. And then we ended off with a race at the end. Establishing the rival as someone that actually matters. You know, Bensei's a prodigy, but this guy's kind of a prodigy too. He's kind of nice with it. He can't fight for shit, but you know, if you can't fight, then you better be good at running. You know, be good at one of those two. Holy, those lips. Yeah, the the lips in this manga are drawn pretty weirdly. But yeah, it's kind of a beast, and interested to see how their rivalry goes from here. But yeah, I think I'll end it at that. Not sure how long the stream was. It wasn't that long. I literally already did this, but I was a dumbass, so I thought you only had to start the stream on OBS and you didn't have to press start stream on YouTube. But yeah. Let me know what y'all think. If there's any talking points y'all want me to go over. If anyone wants me to do any other videos, like I said, any talking points, I'm more than willing to talk about this manga, raise some discussion about it, because I think it's a good manga, and it is